Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. In the south, we got Brosras forming up the 716th Bodenständige Infanteriedivision here with Defensive Doctrine. Holding the lines here against the Americans, advancing off the beaches of Normandy here with Niklas, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, the 2nd Infantry. We got Brosras there, of course, with Osttruppen being churned out. They have the newly changed Defensive Doctrine with Troll machine guns. Niklas with airborne, heavy cavalry and infantry company with grenades and infantry as well there. Dove rifle and the MG42 Osttruppen here for Brosras. And of course the Osttruppen here with no build time allowed to more swiftly hit the field, sweeping out and then carrying more territory. Of course, he needs to be careful how he moves the Osttruppen. One wrong move, and of course, they're going to be routed immediately. But meanwhile, he is going to have more field presence immediately and use the machine gun aggressively to support the Osttruppen. He can actually make some pretty impressive gains, but it will require some really good infantry machine gun coordination, which is not something I would say all players have. The 716th Infanteriedivision, what was known as, what I mentioned there, Bodenständige Infanteriedivision, or Steadfast, or more specifically Static Division. They were essentially divisions meant to hold the westward fortification, or Atlantic fortifications there, in already prepared positions, since they did not have the resources or the skills to really sort of, do any sort of greater mobile operations. We got there, rather more suppressed, also able to rush, then clear them out. Very good work there, force them away. In that regard, sort of ran around the German quality idea there, where basically sort of could rate divisions along sort of certain lines, and they could basically sort of create low-level divisions, low-grade divisions that could basically just be expected to hold already prepared defensive positions. And the 716th were very much part of that idea. Also on the fire here from the rearguns on the right from there, his advantage in these is not quite going so well. We've got more moving up here in the centre though, and westwards there could perhaps be a bit more pressure, but so far it's keeping Niklas occupied in these, so it's gone straight into infantry with that going on there as well. So it'll be interesting how this further evolves. Also, it looks like they'll be pushing straight for the car front here against Niklas, the rifleman standing about. Grierson sneaking about behind the lines here, and Osttruppen shooting back to the base. Machine gun reposition well here for Brosras. And also they're rattling off the car front, still fighting against rifleman, all taking some damage as they're rushing the Osttruppen machine gun there, setting up. More Osttruppen ringing it, catching the Grierson's off guard. Somewhat also being overwhelmed here, and they go up and caught from the MG42, 1200 rounds per minute, sawing through them. Osttruppen there on the other side now, needs unknown machine gun and some Osttruppen here to stop all of these riflemen here from Niklas, by the way, also known as God is an astronaut, but for now he called himself Niklas, so we'll call him that. Also moving up here, more riflemen away there for Niklas, lots of infantry, there we go, second MG42 for Brosras was not teched up whatsoever, is clearly not worried about light vehicles right away. And double machine guns, triple Osttruppen is in many ways a reasonably solid force composition, trying to play defensively but also aggressively, with the machine guns sort of backing up the infantry and covering each other's sides. Pioneers here holding the calf point safe, and there you go, flamethrowers pushing off the Amerikaner there. 4th Rifle Squad almost done there for Niklas, alongside the 2nd MB42 there for Brosras. We'll have to see how much he makes use of the Doctrine. If we get to see him in the new concrete bunkers, well, he's just not going to make use of that. That'll be a bit, unfortunate, but not the end of the world, far from it. Rather being routed here, we've got the Austrian Pioneers moving ahead here, aggressively pushing forwards for the fatherland here. The 716th also contained a large amount of, well, Osttruppen, or Ostbataillionen, to help make up for the fact they were sweeping away German troops to the eastern front, and so really using, well, Ostfront Bataillionen, just, volunteers from, other minorities, or whatever you want to call that, to, support their Russians, whatever you want to call it again, to sort of, hold up the line there. In most cases, they quickly surrendered during the fighting in Normandy, though. They did not have particular amazing morale, nor were they particularly keen on fighting for the Germans. Fun fact, the Americans would afterwards hand them over to Stalin, and you can guess what happened to them there. They did not get cookies and biscuits and milk. Anyway, 74-2s both siding up with the calf pot, but Pioneers pushing on, but need to be careful at the flanks. Quite exposed to the flank there. Meanwhile, Brosras taking advantage of the hard push on the calf pot, and again, flanks exposed is dangerous. Still, can take advantage of the other's push there to then sneak up forces on the flanks there. Good play in some ways by Brosras, but again, the overexposed flanks is less good. Still catching a lot of rifle here with the MG42s. Also, we have to back up one of the machine guns, that's going to have to be retreated there already. And there we go, fortifications ready here for Brosras. Machine gun being routed, we've got the Osttruppen holding in here. Still, Niklas' infantry has taken quite a beating here at the hands of the Germans. We got no take up yet here for Brosras, but there you go, happening. Medic bunker would also be helpful there. Osttruppen pushing up towards the car front there. And Niklas, of course, is forced to defend around it. Once more keeping a bit away from pressuring there, but he's still sneaking up some force on the west. Good play there by Niklas. Good play. And they're not minorities, but, basically just war prisoners of war is basically in many cases used. They also, for some reason, people from Alsace-Lorraine, sort of Frenchmen from that particular region, were also considered Osttruppen, and so were also sent into these battalions, which is something I always found a bit peculiar, but there you go. But again, just prisoners of war who basically had the option of either dying in the war camps there, or fighting for the Germans. Obviously, fighting for the Germans at least involved slightly better treatment. But the Germans were not kind to, the Eastern European war prisoners at all. They were quite not very nice about it. Inhumane, even. So, little fun note there, if that can be called fun. Your reasons routed here. Rifle routing the MD-42, the Rifling Express, pushing up for the fuel point there. Very nice work there. Not much further in terms of doctrinal usage there for Brosras, except just lots of Osttruppen right off the bat. Niklas was able to somewhat counter back from that. He could maybe sort of husband his resource correctly, maybe set up machine gun bunkers, something that's helping stall. I mean, say, if he'd been able to secure this area and then lay down a concrete bunker, that would have been quite unpleasant for Niklas, would be forced to, commit resources of that. Even just a machine gun bunker covering the sides there under the fuel points there could be also quite helpful. Double Osttruppen here, they need to get into cover to get their bonus. If they are not some problem in cover, they actually have absolutely horrid aim. They can't hit the broadside of a barn from the inside. Half taken away for Niklas, who's gone for the captain. Take up down there for Brosras. We got nothing out of the light mechanized company as of yet. He's going to need that Pack 40 soon, or some Panzerschregs out to put a stop to that. Punishment in the Waffen very quickly routing in the face of that threat. Also noting he did S-mine the fuel point there, not bad at all. He got reactions there with a Browning light machine gun, increasing that firepower. I imagine most of Niklas' rifle and the captain will be given Browning light machine guns as the fight progresses. Which of course is going to put quite some pressure on Brosras as Osttruppen, so he's going to have to bring up either Panzer that he has to take out fast for tier 4 and give them light machine guns of their own. Otherwise, the sheer number of rifle and the light machine guns will pummel the Osttruppen to death. Still nothing further happening on the base here for Brosras. Defending the fuel point, we got the captain charging forwards. Lewis goes down, but the rest of the men, including the captain, charge the Krauts and sends them running. Very good. Osttruppen standing about here. More Telemarch this time around here, and we got the half tick out there for Niklas and the 2nd Infantry. Osttruppen making a very brave retreat there. Telemann almost done. Bunker out there for Brosras. No sign of additional like to make a nice company or further attempt at taking out. But there you go, half tick arrives on the scene, and Brosras also now by the centre victory point will have to fall back here. Incendiary pistol round, slightly delayed response there. But still threatening Niklas there with a bit of harm and nastiness. But he's going to need that Pack 40 on the way here soon, otherwise he's going to have a very hard time here holding back Niklas, who's clearly not slowing down. There you go, heading for the point here, but there are S-mines on the way, and there you go, Joe, Billy Bob, Joey Bob, and good old Jack get blown to bits by the S-mines. Ambulance on the way there for Niklas to back up his men. Interesting enough, no. Oh, there we go. Got one rifle squad there with a Browning light machine gun. Very good. Healing and such going on here. Apparently, he's finding the medics too slow. He's actually using missions on the field first aid kit as well. But there you go. Like to make a nice company up. Another option besides the Pack 40 here would be good to go for double 2-2-2s. Maybe even 1-2-2 with the right chances there can actually take it out. But that can certainly give a bit more aggressive footing as well here versus Niklas. Then again, with a captain out, that means anti-tank guns, and they can very quickly take apart a 2-2-2. Due to the high rate of fire, they are very good at besides dealing with medium armor, taking on out light vehicles. So there you go, sandbags machine gun there around the cut-off point. But also clearly worried about Niklas pulling off any funny business there. Got the ambulance finally arriving here to the front line to patch up those brave American boys. Half to me up on the west side, Austin spotted and quickly getting pelted with heavy automatic fire. This isn't what I signed up for, but we didn't sign up. I know. That's why I'm saying it. Taking up there for Brosras, I believe it's going to spawn McCoy. He will try and push for tier 4. Another option here would be just going for tier 3. Getting out some armor, stabilizing, going quickly for tier 4 to at least get out some light machine guns, and then you can always follow up with some heavier stuff here versus Niklas. but no really further signs of him using his doctrine here. No. Oh, we do have a regular machine gun bunker, not the concrete bunker. Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of that, but in some ways a concrete bunker would at least force a tougher response here. Plus, it would save munitions, as I believe it only costs manpower. I haven't had much time to check that out. I've still more or less been busy just looking for matches to cast. I have had no time to basically play the game, I'm afraid to report. Then there's been other issues as well. Though not game-related issues, just, you know. Other issues. Pack out and later for Niklas. Good choice there, so I'm going to help those machine gun bunker and support ones out here from Brosras. His machine gun player would say he's getting a bit more static, at least in some ways. Need to be careful about that, particularly when he's using Osttruppen. He's very much reliant on the machine guns backing up the Osttruppen, otherwise they are not going to stand well, particularly against upgraded riflemen. And remember, cover there, Deckung, men out. Nice Osttruppen there as a rifleman, pulling into cover in the western line, is slightly holding him, but without incendiary rounds for this machine. Oh, there we go. Just as it happened there, you can try and pop it up at the right time. Captain continue to move down here. Rifling up there, incendiary rounds if it timed a bit earlier, maybe able to hold the rifling off. A lot of pressure here on Brosras, needs to retreat their machine gun. Falling back here in the west, probably worried about incendiary piercing rounds. Certainly obviously something to be worried about when you got a light vehicle against a German machine gun and it has 1 star above it or more. Since if they can catch you off guard with it, they can very quickly take out a light vehicle. Plus of course just hit a lot of infantry. Nothing further out there out of the support, more core at least there for Brosras. Might be going straight for tier 4. Then again he might also try and use Stugis here to further pull him ahead, since they did get buffed recently with the patch. Half going on the Pioneers. Back here healing enforcement, Osttruppen standing on watch there. We got 3 squads, 1 plus of course the machine guns and everything else. Got the pack out opening up here on the bunker's position. Pioneers suppressed. On the west we've got Reason sneak up there for the point. Do we have any minesweepers up on them? Yes indeed, ready to counter Brosras' S-mine field there. I mean theoretically we had the resources, you could probably set up and get away with a concrete bunker here, since I mean that's going to be really difficult to deal with without committing a larger force, in which case if he has to commit a larger force here, that means any sort of flank here would be really devastatingly powerful. But there you go, Stugi available, and that is in fact what he's calling up here, probably from a reserve and training Panzer battalion. There were 2 stationed in France there. One actually sort of around, well, the Cotentin Peninsula. I think, well, somewhere around there, close anyways. One, the first Panzerersatz- und Ausbildungsabteilung was equipped with a mix of old Stugs, Panzer IIIs, and, well, French tanks like the Charbis and the Renault, and even some Hotchkisses. Fun little fact there, riflemen suppressed with machine guns. And these riflemen routed there, but the west side is being lost here to the Americans. Need more support over there. Probably where the Stug would be helpful here for Brosras and the 716th Infanterie Division. Bodenständig. And to take away for Niklas to deal with their arrival of the Sturmgeschütz. Captain there getting blasted by the Stugi. Down here troops in reinforcing. Panzer going to deal, but certainly help a lot better the infantry, help make up for the Osttruppen, which are going to struggle against all of this. So that's going to be, I think, quite helpful there for Brosras. They probably want to put more focus on the fuel here, and maybe even there. Like, the more fuel you can build over Niklas, the better. And so far, though, Niklas is certainly having a bit of a fuel advantage there. Could easily be taken up soon, though. It would be able to quite pull for tanks fast, but still faster here than, but also can go for anything, you know, bigger than a Stugi. I'm getting hammered here by incendiary pistol rounds and the Stugi. Osttruppen caught here with a half to the west. We've got a small assault force moving in here. Osttruppen being dispatched to clear out the Americans hiding in the woods, who have, though mercifully for the Osttruppen's sake, retreated. Might even felt a bit bad for them. Captain sneaking about here for Niklas. Might be lining up here to try and deal with the Stugi. I note here what he's trying to do is basically trying to remove some of the bocage, so that way his machine gun has clear lines of fire, so he can that way cover the terrain better. Not a bad move at all there by Brosras. He could also theoretically use the flamethrowers there to attack around, but high-explosive rounds work a bit better. An eastern machine gun holding up. Half tick moving in into the opposite launch. Maybe it could be timed off, but probably not. Panzer gun is moving up here. No upgrades for them yet, and probably should wait for that. I'd honestly more likely recommend their Pack 43 than Upgrading the Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer Strike, use the munitions and other things, and of course keep the Panzer Grenadiers, more importantly, for murdering infantry. Stuke gain veterans 1, they're half health. Machine gun there finding its cover, evaporating under the withering fire of the half track. Rifle pushing force there, but light machine guns backing up, of course, pack houses as well. And the West Osttruppen machine gun Olsen's engaging there with the Cap moving on his own. Interesting enough, the Captain has not been upgraded. No Bar or no Browning light machine guns. Technically, the BAR is also Bar, it stands for Browning automatic rifle. Fun note. Cap moving in there for some healing enforcement. Pack houses are fighting it rain down here on the German position by the centre victory point. Stu's going to need repairs. Take would be a great idea for Brosras, and just pushing out for some more medium armour with a Spalmer Corps. Bunker, I think, is not going to last much longer. If it had been a concrete bunker, it would have been much harder here for Niklas to deal with. And we got a second Stugi out here for Brosras, a bold move. I mean, ooh, got the machine gun out at the very least, which is something. But yeah, I mean, at least we know it's not going to involve any just assaulting for a target with Stugis, which happens with mechanized assault. So in that regard, he has to take up at some point, to bring out something else, because he cannot rely on Stugis. Far up north, the Osttruppen has the Liaisons with light machine gun. We've got Captain Sneaky in still unupgraded. Bit surprised at that from Niklas. Truth be told, there you go. Osttruppen, I think, are not going to make it back home. Panzer Grenadiers moving up, half track nearby. And there you go, a wipe on the Brosras. Not the biggest casualty though, since they are just Osttruppen. Both Stugis moving in their own direction. Could almost maybe got some concentrate to find one target. Both Stugis hammering away. That could have been pretty effective for Brosras. But he is clearly trying to contain as many situations that are happening as soon as possible. There you go, blasting in one of the captain's squad members. And up here, rather than a fight from the second Stugi. Machine gun setting up support the centre. Stugi advances further. Right to line of the M1. Directed here from the Stugi on it. Nice hit. Half health on the anti-tank gun crew. Forcing a retreat there, actually. More anti-tanks here though for Niklas to deal with this Sturmgeschütz threat. Less of an excellent hit here this time around. Need to fall back with the Stugi. Ooh, taking a hit and almost got wiped there with the Stugi. Pretty solid work there by Brosras. Second Stug though is going to need some serious repairs. Oh, we got takeover there for Niklas finally. Going to move ahead with armour. Back here. No further takeover there for Brosras. I mean, partly again, just keep recording all these Stugis does delay from further taking out. But he should probably at least try to take up, at least to get the Osttruppen light machine gun, since whatever advantage he can leverage, the better. In this regard, having the Osttruppen light machine gun certainly means he can fight a best more equally with the rifle with the light machine guns. I mean, it's still not going to be wildly equally, but it's at least less unequal.
There's a major reporting for action.
Major out there, second pack 40 for Brosras. Top ceiling enforcing, still no tech up then. Oh, there we go, finally getting the tech going.
Boys, you ready to roll out?
Should I think trying to flank up and harass more on the right flank, try and deny Niklas that fuel which he so badly needs. Stood there by the way, eventually 8 kills, shots landed. Panzers are rounded by the riflemen. Bit of a tough holdout. If we were to bring in both Stugis, could probably clear out this position reasonably well by basically moving up through here, then attacking from this angle. It'd force the anti-tank serve to move up through here or there to have a chance of taking the Stugs, which would maybe draw them into range of infantry and well the Stugs, meaning he might have a chance to deal with the anti-tank as efficiently. But there you go, half track on the move. Stug creeping up here on the west side. Another option would be to try and launch a flank assault through here, then catching up behind Niklas's lines. That could also work out pretty effectively there for Brosras. But so far he is not quite concerned with that. Instead he seems to be clearing up more avenues of attack and lines of fire. Sherman on the way there for Niklas. Heavy Panzer Corps, in which case light machines for the Osttruppen should be a priority here for Brosras, and of course a heavy Panzer Corps. Panzer Strikes and the Panzer Grenadiers. I'm not a huge fan of that, considering how little infantry he has and how much the remaining infantry is Osttruppen. I rather think he should be going for a Panther than keep the Panzer Grenadiers to murder the infantry. Rather than advancing, Stugi they're doing what he can. Sherman done here for Niklas and the 2nd Infantry Division. Putting further pressure on the 716th Bodenständige, and there you go, Rifle getting hammered by the Stugi, half health. Not bad, another shot there as well. Rather than beginning to take casualties there from the Sturmgeschütz. Making good use of attack round there to bombard. Second Stug also joining in the fun now. Major close being murdered. Holding up against right from here. Almost got the poor bastard, and there you go, forced her out. Niklas are now keeping up pressure on the left flank with an tank and infantry. Who's going to make it hard here for Brosras to fight without just a single Stugi and maybe a machine gun in a nearby shed. It's going to be wholly insufficient to stop Niklas, who's clearly pushing ahead for America, freedom, democracy. Ravner getting slowly bombarded as well. Both Stugs there are hammering away. Some nice mobile artillery action here from Brosras. He's also close to be able to call in sector artillery. He's almost got the munitions and he's got the point. The problem is, it requires to catch his opponent inside of it, and the problem is right now, the way the territory is lying and the way he's playing, that's not going to help him out a ton. He needs more territory, I think, for sector artillery to really work. It's hard now. He has to hope that Niklas overcommits and can then call it in on him. But the question is Niklas going to do that? And typically on a map like Langraskaya, most people will not overcommit, since you can just hold a bit here and then keep the other player behind the road and just sort of slowly bleed them out. So in that regard, he's going to have to seize a lot of ground, force Niklas to have to attack through it, and then pop sector artillery once to make it work. Also needs to support his left flank. Both troops advancing, backed up here by some of the light machine guns, increasing the firepower, and there goes Stug shoots, and light hit there, but nothing serious. Second Stug shoots, and there goes slightly better hit. The shooter the second hit from the anti-tank gun and the Sherman. Could go down. Sherman here, and there goes Stug, is kaput. Panzerjägers there just holding off against Rifle, and they can't hunt for tanks because he needs something to contest the point. Basically, they're getting blasted with the Stugi. Osttruppen going in, need to get into cover though to get a better line of accuracy. Well, he's got sector artillery now. He could try and call in here on the victory point, and that is exactly what he's doing here. But probably should call in a bit sooner so it reacts faster. And the point got rendered neutral, which rather more or less ruins the point here for Brosras. So that's 200 munitions down, and I don't think his opponent's going to attack through the rest of the territory. So that's a bit unfortunate here for Brosras. Great for Niklas. I mean, he just got his opponent to waste 2 other munitions without it achieving, well, bugger all. Another machine gun on the way there. Heavy Panther column is down there for Brosras. He should, I think, very likely go for a Panther. I mean, he's got the Stugi, so like a Sturmpanzer in this regard, I think it's going to be less. Crucially, needs something to take on the Sherman and the Halfting and other bitch and put some pressure on the more mobile bases, and the Panther's going to work out better there. Plus, more Panzer Grenadiers, I think, to sort of help support the attacks. Got a Stuggaze out here though for Brosras, very good. Increased accuracy and rate of fire. Well, actually, most of the rate of fire, so it just shoots faster, which of course is still pretty good. Very bad news when the infantry caught up. Panzer's there routed again. They just can't fight with the infantry with Panther shakes. Sherman up the left flank. Machine gun there trying to hold up the American assault. And of course, again, now the Texas assault is over, he can just push ahead. He might even been waiting for this. And there you go. Pack lands a nice hit. Stugi managed to blind the Sherman a bit as well. Almost got it, but the Sherman escapes to the wrath of the Wehrmacht. Troops reinforcing. Brosras very much in the defense against Niklas. Needs to do something. And he goes for the Sturmpanzer. I mean, it helps us the infantry. That's also something nice. But is it going to be enough? That's going to help him really attack. Pack white, that is not good there for Brosras. Great for Niklas though. Captain there almost getting obliterated by the Sturmgeschütz. Gun is in the Umpis round here, sawing apart the American troops out in the open. Increasing attrition there on Niklas, but otherwise Brosras remains in a bit of a ditched position. Pulling ahead here with the ace Sturmgeschütz. Sherman shoots, missing, he'd cover out those anti-tank, and he's rolling straight ahead. He's getting a bit reckless. He's likely going to end up throwing away that Stugi, which is going to be, yeah. Oh! Holy smokes, he got lucky there with the ace. It somehow managed to dodge every single hit from those anti-tank guns. Troops reinforcing. He's down to just one Austrian squad in the Panther Grenadiers, and again, remember the Panther Grenadiers cannot fight the infantry very well, so this is rather risky stuff. comparatively, Niklas has a lot of energy. He's got the 4 rifle squads and the captain in the rear with the light machine. He can work a bit there. Pulling ahead with the Stugi again. But also is really looking to do some damage. Maybe an actor's bait there for the Sturmpanzer move ahead. There we go, almost got the anti-tank gun crew. Machine gun backing up, there we go, wiping it, but needs to be crewed here by Niklas and the 2nd Infantry. Needs to get that Stugi fixed. He needs more pioneers, and he needs more infantry. Our world Brosras just needs everything, really. Anti-tank gun down. Jackson away there for Niklas. Going to help versus the German arm, and particularly the Sturmpanzer. It's certainly also getting a lot more fuel here than Brosras, which has just been struggling with that. Shot fired, taking hit from the anti-tank in the east, and machine gun holding up the advancing infantry. Not hitting the Sturmpanzer, not looking amazing there for Brosras. Great here on the cap by the Sturmpanzer, very good machine gun there. Being overwhelmed, but there we go, totally called in by Niklas. Very nice work there. Needs some light progress, but again, it's Panzerjägers versus Riflemen with a light machine gun. Stugi there being repaired, being forced to pull ahead. More pioneers still needed, of course, again, alongside more infantry. Stugi engaging the infantry, and he's backing up the Panzer Grenadiers. Unleashing a torrent of high explosive shells, which the American riflemen cannot withstand for long. 16 kills there, Sturmpanzer repairs. We've got the Sturming up the flank, Pack 14 about to deal with that. He's bleeding out victory points here as Niklas just keeps up the relentless pressure. Constant attacks. Basically almost taking out here by the Sturmpanzer, but the Sturmpanzer Stugi's in a bad spot and he's getting more troops out in the field. Anti-tank gun wiped, and the rifle flanking up, they're getting shot at. Anti-tank moving ahead. But also his lines are falling apart here incredibly fast now. He just cannot keep up with the steady pressure that Niklas is exerting. His force composition is just lacking so many crucial components like infantry and a proper tank. Rifleman pinned down, going for those support. We got the Sherman there already inbound, and Brosras is nothing can immediately sort of pop on it. Panzer is reinforcing. More pioneers on the way to help repair the armor is great there for Brosras. But of course the magical question is that going to be enough? No. We'll have to see, but Niklas is certainly exerting a lot of influence and control on the battlefield. Pushing for the center of the machine guns and Pack 40s. Stug nearby to at least provide some covering fire, even this guy damaged engine. Osttruppen reinforcing. More Osttruppen I think will be needed here for Brosras just to help see some ground. There you go, Tilly called in on the machine gun pack, leaving the pack at the front line exposed. Also risk taking out the pack as it tries to fall back. Nice double whammy there by Niklas. Sturmpanzer halfway done there for Brosras, but there you go, great hit from the pack cartel, wiping one of Brosras' pioneer squads. That is absolutely dreadful hit. Great though for Niklas, absolutely amazing. But the situation for the 16th Bodenständige Infanterie is very much looking like one that is falling apart in the face of just raw, relentless pushing. Osttruppen against Rifleman in the centre. Sturmpanzer moving out. But Rifleman being routed. 200 points left here for Brosras. Force-wise, they're somewhat close to each other. I mean, 88 versus 70 is not too big of a difference. The problem is, of course, Niklas is to a large degree made up of infantry, whereas increasingly Brosras is large degree made up of support weapons. That's actually a crucial difference. Like, you need infantry, and 2 squads, in particular one upgrade with the Panzer Shakes, is not enough. Sturmpanzer Stugi engaging the anti-tank gun. 8th level by the way, and there we go, wipes the crew, good work. We got the Jackson effect and the Sturmpanzer, not a good little there for Brosras. Machine gun there being napped away here under Brosras. There's no, but there you go, crews wiped. Some luck there for Brosras and the 716th rifle in the machine gun in the east of us, the major. Not enough needs to call in the Silly, I suppose. That's a bit of luck there, but the victory points are not going his way. He still needs more infantry. More pioneers as well, of course, after the other one got wiped. Captain flanking in there, veteran free. I'm surprised he still hasn't upgraded the Captain with any light machine guns. Even the bar will really help the Captain on time. There you go. Stugi shoots. Sturmpanzer shoots. Captain almost wiped out. A small victory tactically for Brosras here versus Niklas. The machine gun then needs to retreat before the Packard, so absolutely snuffs it out. And well, too late. That was eventually free machine gun. That is a substantial loss there for Brosras. A substantial loss he's not going to be, I think, able to recover from.
We are losing the sector.
In particular, since Niklas is very likely to be able to run away with it. Packards are there very close to the ace level. Sail looks to the victory point. There you go. Panzer Grenadiers ground back the other machine gun, but the situation is still anything but optimistic for Brosras and the 716th. More Jacksons for Niklas. More tank destroyers to back up the 2nd Infantry Division here against the Krauts. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Back here, reinforcement going on as well. Stugi is in direct repairs versus Sturmpanzer. I mean, everything Brosras says is on the need. Reinforcements, repairs, are healing. He's in need of everything. 163 versus 381. Sturmpanzer's almost good to go. There we go. We got fresh Osttruppen out here for Brosras. I suppose a small help. There you go. 2nd Jackson out for Niklas. Increasing the amount of anti-tank firepower he can bring to bear against Brosras. Rather than being suppressed by the MD-42. Sturmpanzer going up there, 11 kills, shoots, misses. And there you go, Sector Chile called in as well, he just helped defend. I think there might have been a spec with knee-jerk reaction here by Brosras. We'll have to see what works out, rifling up the eastern side. Could trigger some artillery, there you go, falls back. Before it does get hit with everything that Brosras has been able to hide away there. Pack-4's opening up here on Niklas' center attack. German taking heavy hits, so down to half health. Sturmpanzer moves straight to the anti-tank and the Jackson. In fact, 2nd Jackson also joining soon enough. He's continuing heading back up with the Stugi, but the Sturmpanzer very close to go down. Stugi's also taking heavy damage here. 22 kills by the way. Got the anti-tank gun. Sturmpanzer that goes up in flames here for Brosras. A substantial loss here. About to lose the Stugi as well, and there you go. Brosras surrenders. A loss here for the German army. A victory for America, freedom, democracy. In the end, well, I think Brosras had some really good moves going on. In the end, his strategy, I think, rather betrayed him. Just didn't quite have enough infantry, particularly the ability to fight infantry. Again, he either should have taken up fast for light machines, should have gone for more Pantagonies and not upgraded them. Additionally, I feel like coming to double Stugis, and with the particular strategy he went for them, would going for tier 4 and then into Sturmpanzer was also a weak move there by Brosras. And finally, should put more pressure on his opponent fuel point, that way slowing down his tag up. And this actually allowed Niklas just to hit fast for tech and bring up a lot of medium armor. So by the time Brosras anything out tier 4, he was rather outnumbered. Additionally, should have tried more flanks, which again would have required Pentagon beers, since Osttruppen are not exactly amazing assault infantry. So there are, I think, a few issues there with Brosras' force composition, and who knows, maybe a concrete bunker at the right place could also been helpful for him. At least just fun to look at. Niklas there played pretty well, make good use of abilities and such. So nicely done there by Niklas, aka God is an astronaut. So there you go, hope you enjoyed this match, hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, share it with your friends, your family, everyone. And if you like what you do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice one episode. Bye.